Hey, quick question for you. Are you making progress or are you making excuses? Let that sink in. Are you actually doing something to move things forward or are you staying where you are and justifying being where you are and not doing anything different? Only you can answer that question. But if you want to move forward, you got to make progress. You got to stop giving yourselves excuses as to why you're not doing what you're supposed to do. It's all about moving forward. It's all about making sure that we are doing things that move the needle. It's easy. I talked in my last video about being accountable to yourself and how easy it is to make excuses for yourself and buy those excuses because it's from you and hey, I'm good where I'm at. But if you really want to get something done, you got to get something done. You got to stop allowing yourself to excuse yourself from doing things. So it's about making progress. It's about no longer accepting, being comfortable where we are. It's no longer about, just looking busy but not really doing anything. I forgot who I heard it from, but it was one of those things like you can look busy. I look like I'm doing something, but I'm like running in place. So I look like I'm doing something, but I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just wearing a hole in the carpet right where I'm at. And for a lot of us, we just sinking in the cushion on the couch a little bit deeper because we just keep sitting there. So once again, the question is, are we making progress or are we making excuses? We've got to stop giving ourselves so much leeway because we don't feel like it. It's not for us. That's the worst thing that we do is we give ourselves excuses based on a thought pattern and results that haven't happened. We spend too much time analyzing things and not enough time in action. So we sit there and we go through and here's what I want to do. Okay, if this happens, if this happens, if this happens, versus doing it and actually seeing what happens. And a lot of times it's none of the ways that we thought. But here's the other thing is sometimes we force our actions to line up with those thoughts. So we validate that thought versus actually working on the item and letting it actually progress the way it's supposed to. So instead of guiding it so it meets our excuse, let it happen. Move forward. You never know what difference that action is going to make. So stop overanalyzing it and do it. Stop thinking too much about it and act on it. Once again, are we making excuses or making movement? We have to once again be at the point where we're taking action versus giving ourselves excuses. Once again, I'm still talking to me, but you guys get to join in. So let's get busy. And it starts by overcoming that first excuse that we make. That first thing, we feel better. I know I have. When instead of letting that excuse stay, I've overcome it. So it's that, okay, do I do something or do I just sit on it? And when I did something, I felt so much better because that excuse that I was giving myself, I just threw it out the door because it was an excuse. It was just a reason that I gave myself not to do something. So we got to stop. Let's take action. Let's make movement. Let's move forward. Let's make progress. That's the biggest thing. Stop making excuses and let's start making progress. That's it. Let's get busy. Ready, set, go.